Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, everyone's enjoying your Sundays wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to another post-match reaction. Hopefully, everyone's good. Hopefully, everyone's had a good weekend so far. Why haven't you? Of course, Liverpool did beat Chelsea by 2-1. Was it the most convincing win ever? No. Let's put that straight out there. But again, doesn't matter. 3 points is 3 points. At the end of the day, Liverpool don't extend their gap at the top of the Premier League, of course, but again, we all spoke, and we have spoken about many years about Liverpool taking opportunity. Certainly, when other people drop points, in terms of Arsenal, for an example, for this weekend, look, Liverpool got the job done. They got the 3 points as well, and to start this tough road that Liverpool are currently going to go on. Obviously, Chelsea was the start of it. Of course, midweek we've got Leipzig, of course, and then Arsenal then next week. But again, it's still good, the fact that we've got that gap now away from Arsenal in particular. Of course, it would have been even better if we got the gap with City. But of course, obviously, they unfortunately managed to beat Wolves, didn't they? But just sticking purely on Liverpool, again, your 3 points, that's the main important thing. Look, like I said at the start, it's not the cleanest of performances. It wasn't, plain sailing. We completely destroyed Chelsea. We should have got more. Again, at times, probably Chelsea could have potentially gone on and got a draw. That's the realistic feeling of it. And look, Liverpool today, we got lucky at times, in certain situations. Certainly their goal, I thought that, again, Liverpool were really poor defensively. Midfield-wise, I thought we were a bit wrong, even though, again, I know plenty of people are going to say Curtis Jones was their man of the match. I know plenty of people have different opinions on that as well. But for me, I thought the midfield, especially, certainly towards the beginning of the second half, was nowhere, and I thought that in terms of Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch, Dom Szoboszlai as well, that midfield three wasn't working well today for me. I thought that's how Chelsea exploited Liverpool at times, but I think overall, again, the fact that we've managed to come out of that winning a very, very tough game in that aspect of things, I think, look, it's a very positive thing overall, anyway, of course. But hopefully everyone's having a good day as well anyway. But big up Rye as well. Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm saying yes, Con, as well. I know Jack's streaming right now as well, so again, apologies if people are crossing over anyway. But I think coming out of the game, obviously, Mo Salah getting another Premier League goal, which again, he's only, I think we were looking a bit earlier on, he's only, 15 away, I think, now from Thierry Henry, which again is an absolute ridiculous achievement in itself. But yeah, again, looking at it again, obviously Mo Salah's penalty. Obviously, we could speak about in depth about the penalties that was and wasn't given. Of course, obviously, Liverpool having one penalty awarded. For me, it's a Stonewall penalty. I think the second one, though, I think in real time, I was, the one that, got disallowed for me. Real time, I thought was a penalty, but once then you watch it back and you watch, obviously, the contact from Sanchez to Curtis Jones, I think, look, it's very much not a penalty in that aspect of things. But I think, look, overall, my voice is going. I think overall, just the whole feeling, I think as well, Liverpool should have been more than one goal up going into the half. I think Chelsea only really had, I think, maybe one big chance, in that first half. I think maybe it was a Nicholas Jackson's chance. I think Kelleher saved, but I think Liverpool should have been more, ahead during the game. Yeah, I think we definitely took forever, and I think if anybody watched that first 20 minutes, it was very boring. When we watch a game of Liverpool, over the last couple of years, it's been, you can't take your eyes off it in that sense, because anything can happen at any moment. But certainly, obviously, through this Arne Slot style of football, it is very much a sense of it is strategic in terms of again the passing and the positioning of the players. It isn't very much for heavy metal. It's very much orchestrated in that sense. I feel like at times you get, I think the crowd as well, get that feeling as well. I know plenty of people today criticizing Anfield once again, which is true. Look, it was silent at times. That it's obviously people will go, oh well, how do we improve that? At the minute, I don't think you can with it with the way certain things are happening at the football club at the minute. I think obviously with the touting and other things and that, like I think you look at the different stands and so on as well, the stuff that's happening. Like I think for me the core atmosphere I think is a bit gone in that sense. But I also think as well it's a bit of the football side of things where even under Klopp, again everything would be heavy metal, be 100% going. You watch that first 20 minutes and Liverpool are sat, behind the ball, pretty much. And that's something which, again, might need to change, considering, again, big games is going to come up. Obviously, we'll have Real Madrid coming at Anfield. We'll have, Bayer Leverkusen. We'll have, City at some point as well. And Liverpool can't be affording to do that. Of course, if it gets you results and gets you 3 points, then I don't think anyone will care overall. But I think, for me, I want to see Liverpool on top. I want to see Liverpool controlling a game from minute one. And that's something that needs to be improved on. Again, I don't think Arne Slot was very happy, with certain situations in the game. I think he was very much angry and visibly angry in terms of, again, something that I think that he wasn't really happy with the midfield, wasn't happy with the way that the attack was working. Again, big changes in there, no Maka, which I think, again, as we've seen over the previous few games of the season, we've seen Arne Slot preferring his lineup. Of course, we've seen the midfield three in terms of Dom, Maka, and Szoboszlai. We've seen the front three as well. Excuse me. When we've seen Luis Diaz as well being a part of that. And of course, that's just probably me making up excuses in that sense. But when we see Cody Gakpo coming in, when we see Curtis Jones coming in, I thought Curtis Jones at times was poor, but overall, towards the end of the game, again, he was one of the best players on the pitch, and that's something where, again, that's him building into the game. And of course, getting the penalty, but the two penalties technically, and of course the goal in the end that wins the game. Again, that's great on Curtis Jones. The fact that, again, he's building confidence in the game, because that's what we want. We want Curtis Jones to, build upon confidence and to, build on the team. But again, he has to prove that now, time in, time out. I feel anyway. I don't know about anyone else with that as well. But Ryan saying 3 points to 3 points. You prefer it with a good performance, but we all take 3 points. Yes, of course, Everton taking 3 points as well, which is a rarity. Anyway, of course. But silence sometimes comes from nerves. Seeing Chelsea actually breach what has been a solid defence unit in such an ease would be a massive factor to the fans not keeping the noise levels at their peak. True, 100%. As much as a dark cloud it was, with Jota going off, the silver lining was Darwin making an impact, working defensively for the team, spearing a Xabi Alonso pass, or spraying, I should say, spraying a Xabi Alonso pass, hopefully fires up his confidence. Yeah, 100%. Like, look, for me, Darwin Núñez, one of the players of the game. Certainly him and Tosin having was it Tosin? That was them two having an argument. And, at one point I did think Darwin Núñez was going to get sent off, which was going to be an absolute, I was going to absolutely ring Darwin Núñez neck in. But that's something as well where you see that game from Darwin tonight. And that's a game you hope he can build confidence on, as you said, Damo, in terms of, again, all right, he didn't get a goal or assist, but he was everywhere, defending attack, defending in midfield, defending defensively as well. Jesus Christ, he was being better than Gravenberch sometimes. And look how good Ryan Gravenberch has been so far this season. For that fact that, for me, I think that Liverpool, with Jota, for me, I think if we're going to go who's at their best and who's going to start week in, week out, it's going to be Diogo Jota. But Darwin Núñez, I've seen plenty of people have this conversation of, what happens with Darwin Núñez next season if he doesn't, progress better. Do Liverpool try and sell him? Do they try and recoup some of the £65 million that they spent? I still think Darwin Núñez can be one of the best forwards, in Europe, and I'd still believe that personally. But I think he has to, again, today was brilliant in terms of, again, defensively, his work rate. Again, that you can't, undispute the fact that Darwin Núñez does that for a team. Of course, but then when you need a goal from your striker, when you need an assist, again, Darwin Núñez does have to improve on that. But again, I feel like Darwin Núñez, he first of all hasn't been given the opportunity in an Arne Slot system. Again, he's been given the odd game or two, but again, to be consistent in a team, he hasn't really had that opportunity. Now we don't really know Diogo Jota's injury. Again, he may miss out on Wednesday now. Of course, with again, it was kind of a rib injury, I think it was, but even still, if he doesn't make it for Wednesday, you've then got you've got Darwin Núñez there that can hopefully then build his confidence going up to, again, Leipzig on the week or midweek, and then of course Arsenal next week, where Arsenal's defense is pretty much exposed in that sense because they've not got William Saliba, obviously him him not being there due to suspension. So it's going to be interesting whether or not if Darwin starts building up confidence and he does build up the trust in Arne Slot to allow him then to start week in, week out. Maybe he may go on to take on and run with it, but I think it does fall down to that though as well. That I think once Jota's back, I think again Jota goes in straight away, doesn't he as well? Badly Shield, it was Badly Shield. It was some fun to watch that. Yeah, well, to be fair, it's probably the most Darwin Núñez thing ever to have a game of his life and then get sent off. That would just be Darwin as a peak anyway. But no, even still though, with like I've said all that about Darwin Núñez, you look at Curtis Jones today. Like, look, I've been heavily criticised Curtis Jones throughout the season for him not performing great, and that's not even with him as well. You want to see him doing better because, again, it helps Liverpool out. The fact that, again, we don't have to rely week in, week out on Alexis McAllister being fit. If we can have a Curtis Jones now and again to, maintain that level of Maka in some aspect, that is what you want from him. And today, again, thought first 10, 15 minutes, I thought he was awful. But then it was just a flick of a switch again when he was getting more advanced and trying to do the normal things that you would see Curtis Jones doing. I think again attacking more in the 8th space, pushing a bit more forward. That again is what you like to see from Curtis Jones. Again, I don't see Curtis Jones as a 6, but for me, I think that Liverpool should play Curtis Jones in the 10. I've always said that. Obviously, when Maka's not available, again, you can drop him in. But today's performance, that's what you want from Curtis Jones. Again, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance. Don't get that twisted. But it was a very good performance because, again, like I said, in terms of the midfield liabilities, and again, that's not just purely down to Curtis Jones. I thought Dom Szoboszlai had a very poor game, and you guys should know if long watchers on the channel how much I love Dom Szoboszlai. I think he can be one hell of a player, but outright, he was awful at times tonight. Again, didn't win a defensive duel, I don't think. Again, passes, heavy touches. Again, it was a very poor game from Dom. And again, you could probably say that's international break because Liverpool never turn up after an international break. We never do. But again, the fact we've got the win, again, that makes it even better. And hopefully, on midweek and then, of course, next week against Arsenal, hopefully you'll see a lot better performances as well. Fingers crossed. Anyway, but big up Dave as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Very long time. Hope you're doing well, mate. You never walk alone. 66, big up, lad. True Gunner sent me. Well, thank you for popping in as well. Very much appreciate it as always. But no, like I think looking kind of away from Liverpool and looking at Chelsea side of things, looking at their team today again. Obviously, having Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo as well. In with that, of course, obviously a lot of Liverpool history in that sense in terms of the transfer window. But I thought, to be fair, considering Chelsea, considering the Chelsea that we played back last season, even in the League Cup and even in the game at Anfield last year, that Chelsea side were a lot worse off. And again, it's probably a bit reactionary in terms of saying, oh, Chelsea were, miles better, they're going to go on and get top four, this, that, and the other, because again, they performed very well against Liverpool. But Enzo Maresca, and I'll give him, good praise, but like, again, he's managed to get now his system, integrated into Chelsea again. Obviously, it comes from the back of Pochettino, but also there's an identity now of Chelsea of the way they play, but also in that sense that I can't really judge Chelsea for what they are truly, because I feel that Liverpool today was so poor, it made Chelsea look good a little bit. And again, that's probably a bit arrogant in saying that, but I felt like Liverpool, again, if we performed a bit better, would people be thinking a bit differently towards Chelsea? Because again, I've seen Chelsea fans claiming that, they were robbed in some sense because Trent should have, I think Trent tried to defend against Reece James, or wherever it was, and he gets him, stands on his foot, and then of course they claim it's a penalty. It's never a penalty. If that's a penalty, then everything is going to be classed as a penalty in many people's eyes. But I think, look, there is something there. Obviously, chippy chips in terms of Cole Palmer didn't turn up today, which was pretty funny. But no, like, again, Nicholas Jackson getting the goal. I'm looking at it now, Gusto as well, getting a high performance rate. For me, though, I think the big standout was Moises Caicedo from Chelsea side of things. I thought he had a good game. Again, when we talk about the midfield differences, Chelsea at times I felt like won that battle. But, the main standout for me, anyway, of course, was Moises Caicedo. I thought he had a really, really good game for them. But yeah, no, again, it's the fact that, could you imagine if we had signed Moises Caicedo in that sense? But look, we've got, of course, Ryan Gravenberch having an absolute stellar season in that six, and long may that continue as well. Didn't think it was his best game tonight, but look, at the end of the day, if we can, go on, if that's a poor Ryan Gravenberch performance, then again, look, I'm more for that, because again, it was kind of like a 6 out of 10 in that sense as well. So I think, look, overall though, the main positive, again, Liverpool are winning games and not looking the best. We didn't look the best at Wolves. We didn't look at our best tonight, but we got the job done. And that's that's an important thing. Sorry, chat, my eyes are absolutely itching as hell. But no, that's a very good important thing, is the fact that Liverpool have managed now to be, to get the point and still not be at our best. Once we, get the kinks out, and in terms of, again, getting the rhythm back into the team, then there'll be the next international break, unfortunately. No, but the sense of Liverpool is the fact that we're top of the league at the minute. Of course, it's not guaranteed that Liverpool are going to stay there, because, again, we've saw it last season. Liverpool were on top at one point, and realistically, we should have then gone on to extend the gap on City and Arsenal. We didn't take those opportunities, and that's when I said at the start of the stream, that for me is a big thing with Arne Slot, is he's already proven that he can do that. Again, we wasn't at our best yet again, but the fact that we can then say that we've been really, really poor, and we're still top of the league, and we're still in that. Again, not saying Liverpool are going to win the league, but still, it's a very, very great start to life for Arne Slot, and in this Liverpool side as well. Anyway, but I think overall, the fact that, looking at it again, Mo Salah getting a goal, again, Curtis Jones getting this, technically an assist and a goal, because it goes to the penalty as well. But I think overall, the fact that Liverpool, again, top of the league, 21 points, out of 24. Again, it's a really, really good start as well. I think if we beat Arsenal next week, it'll be the best start, I think, ever by a new Premier League manager, ever. I think anyway. So hopefully that can happen next week. Fingers crossed. But yeah, looking at the table as well. Again, obviously us on 21 points, City on 20, Arsenal on 17. Like, again, next week could be huge, because Liverpool could, we could definitely be, was at 7 points clear of Arsenal already, which would be a huge gap, or to be fair. And looking at it as well, if Villa, Brighton and Chelsea win next week, they will go above Arsenal as well. So again, it's very, very close. But I think, if we can beat Arsenal, Who've City got next week? Let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Is it? City got Southampton, so they're going to win that. There's no doubt about that. But if we can extend that gap, yeah, that'll be a perfect start of the season, wouldn't it? Of course, and I think even going into the November international break as well, that would be something good if Liverpool could be top of the league for that as well. But my man of the match, anyway, before we do shoot off, for me, man of the match goes to Curtis Jones. I will give Curtis Jones his flowers and give him man of the match. Darwin was a close second, to be fair, but no, it's going to be Darwin Núñez for me. Darwin Núñez? No, it's going to be Curtis Jones for me. Again, a goal, an assist. Again, look, very much technically an assist. I'll give him it anyway. But no, Curtis Jones for me. My man of the match. Let me know your guys' man of the match as well in the comments. If you're watching live as well right now, or you're watching on the repeat as well, because I know a couple of people do watch on the repeat as well. So very much thank you for that as well. But look, overall, very happy. Performance-wise, it can of course get a lot better, but hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully, eventually, anyway. But I'm gonna leave it there for tonight, guys. My voice is gone. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your evenings. Anyway, I'm gonna say we're gonna be live again tomorrow. Hopefully, I will be. Anyway, at 9 p.m. Hopefully, you guys will join us for there as well. But if you are new, of course, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all of that good stuff. But I've been Connor from the as I nearly hit my phone off my desk. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.